Hey guys, let's get right into it. So we are back the next day after Champagne Gate, and guess what? Hannah and Kelsey are crying over a champagne fiasco. Are you kidding me? I was just like, are these two grown women breaking down over champagne? Like Hannah is in full breakdown crisis mode, and she's just like, oh my goodness, I would never like steal another person's champagne. Like, I would not do that. Girl, who cares? Who cares? It's like, it's not a big deal. And I feel so bad for the other girls because they're just like, this is so draining. And I feel like at this point, these ladies are doing it for attention and for camera time, because I just cannot fathom these two grown women being this distraught over champagne. Unless they still drunk from the night before, I really cannot make sense of them being so emotional over who stole the champagne, or if you didn't, or did you mean to do it intentionally, or did you not, or are you a bully over champagne and I brought it from Des Moines, so it's a big deal to me. Nah, I really feel like at this point, these ladies are putting it on for the cameras, because I just do not want to believe that they are so emotionally distressed over this whole champagne fiasco. I want to give them more credit. Maybe I shouldn't. I cannot allow myself to believe that they are falling out over champagne. I'll give them more credit than this. I know I shouldn't, but I will, for my own sanity. All the overdramatic, useless tears aside, I am here for Kelsey confronting Hannah and just saying, listen, I don't care how you feel about me. Calling me a bully was not right. I did not like that. And what I did to you was not bullying. You misused those words against me. I really respected her for it. But then she started crying again over the champagne, and Hannah started crying. And I was like, are y'all serious? I would have bust out laughing if somebody started crying to me about champagne. Maybe they just don't have any problems in life. Maybe their life is so easy that they are just so easily affected by something so small, because this is just not making any sense to me. And when I was watching this show, I was just like, you know what? We asked them for diversity, right? We need more than just diversity in skin color. We need diversity in strength. You guys keep on getting these soft girls, and I hate sometimes how The Bachelor makes women look so pathetic and needy and like soft and emotional, and not in a good way. You know what I mean? Yes, women are soft. We are emotional. We are so many more things than that as well. But the way this show makes some of our weaknesses as women look, it's so pathetic. It really, really is. And I just would like to see diversity in experiences as well. I think this show keeps on giving us the same type of woman, but just in a different culture or a different skin tone. We need different experiences. We need a woman who won't sit here on national TV and cry over champagne. You know, there were a lot of other girls in the house who were like, this is too much, this is ridiculous, they need to grow up and move on, it's just champagne, but they weren't directly involved. I would like to see a woman on this show, or women on this show, who deal with conflict like adults. You know what I mean? Because there are women who cannot fall apart at the drop of a dime. There are women who have issues and have picked themselves up after a huge crisis because they had to continue on, because there was nobody there to catch them. There was nobody there to make sure that everything was okay. They had to do it all. Now we get a little bit of that in Victoria P, but she still comes off very helpless and very broken. And I just would like to see a different kind of woman on this show. What do you guys think? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? I just feel like it's this really whiny, oh my goodness, I want a husband so bad, I want the fairy tale, but I never win, she always wins, it's not fair. Women grow out of that after 13, you know what I mean? Like, we're so different, and this show keeps on giving us the same type of woman. Women are so different. We are so eclectic. There are so many levels to us, and I would just like to see a variety of that on this show. Am I asking for too much? Maybe. So speaking of Victoria P, she gets a one-on-one date with Peter. Victoria P is a gorgeous girl, but she gives me the mask. I was looking at her, I was like, you look like somebody. And then it hit me, the mask. Honestly, it's no shade. I think it's just because she's getting like that Botox thing that a lot of people do. I think Bethany from the Real Housewives of New York, she Botoxes her jaw to give it a more chiseled and defined look. The only issue with that is that when you do that as a woman, you come off real strong. And unless you're trying to look like the mask, There's no other alternative when you start Botoxing that jaw. Gorgeous girl, but that jaw can cut through titanium. This one-on-one date was really cute. I enjoyed it. I mean, like I told you guys before, they're going to beat us over the head with all this pilot stuff, but I thought it was a really cute date. I did feel like, and I think this was, you know, the producers pushing her, but I do feel like she opened up hella quick. No shade, but I was over here taking notes on my computer for this show. I looked down to like make a grammatical correction. I don't know why I do that. Are you guys like that? Even though nobody is ever going to see these notes, I can't read them unless they're grammatically correct. I think it's, you know, the English snob in me. You know, majority of the time I speak in African-American vernacular, but when I write, like it has to be like proper English. I just think it's just my, you know, training. Triggered. My English teacher has triggered me. So anyway, I'm over here like taking notes, connecting grammatical errors on my computer. And I'm telling you, I looked down for a split second and then I looked back up and she's just like, yeah, and I was in shelters. And I used to only eat salt and pepper because we didn't have food. And I was just like, what did I miss? Like, how did you get here so quickly? Again, we know it's the producers, but I just felt like it was a lot to dump on Peter. Because Peter was like, oh, this is your first day and you are giving this dude all of your hard knock life. First of all, when she said that she grew up in shelters, I was like, what Beverly Hills shelter did you grow up in? I'm sorry. But Victoria P don't give me shelter. And I'm not shelter shaming. I've been in a couple shelters in my lifetime. Let me tell you something. Mother has lived a life. So I know a thing or two about some shelters and they a little rough. If you ever want to know what the apocalypse is going to be like, spend the night in a shelter. You will see the world. And I'm fine, guys. I was just like in a shelter back in the day when I was really young because my mother was on the run from drug dealers. I have lived a life. My family was on the run twice. One from Jamaican drug dealers in Philadelphia and another time from the mob. Ciao! When I write my book, it's gonna be juicy. You know, if you ever on the run, a shelter is a nice place to hide out, but sleep with one eye open. Ciao. The predators are out there. And you know what? Listening to Victoria P's backstory makes a lot of sense to me now because she was giving me a fit and fabulous 47, but now it makes sense because she essentially had to raise her little sister. So she did not really, sad to say, have a youth. She just became like an instant mom, and that's all that she's like ever really known how to do. So she comes off very mature because of her life experiences. It makes sense because she was one of the people who I was just like, ain't no way this woman is in her 20s. Now it makes sense. It's the Botox and it's the fact that, you know, mother lived a hood life. And again, thank the Lord that I don't look like what I've been through. Jesus. Hallelujah. Trust in him. So on the second part of their date, Pilot Peter takes Victoria P, what is it called? Line dancing? Country Western line dancing. That's what it looks fun. It really looks fun. Like they had a really good time. He seemed very comfortable country line dancing than he did doing the salsa. Now, a lot of y'all told me in the comment section that this show was like really doing it up with him being Cuban in the beginning because we all wanted Mike to be the Bachelor. So that's why they were pushing, well, he's white, but he's a spicy white. He's Cuban. So that's why we got that intro of him in the beginning making, you know, a Cuban meal and, you know, doing the salsa poorly. Those hips were lying, okay? Peter being really good at line dancing and not that good at, you know, the salsa makes sense. Makes sense, because I'm not saying that, you know, he's not fully invested in his Cuban culture, but I just felt like they were putting it on a little too thick, a lot thicker than they normally would in their everyday life. That's all I'm saying. It just felt like, you know what I mean? Like if I was the Bachelorette, you know what I mean? And, you know, y'all wanted somebody else, I would just open up, you know, talking about Kwanzaa, but I don't celebrate Kwanzaa. No shame. My mom was just like not making any toys for us as kids. She was just like, she was all about it until she realized she had to make toys. She was like, oh, hell no. Christmas and that's it. And can I just say that Peter was in them jeans, okay? I was like, Peter, these are fitted, okay? Lord, this show had the Bachelor in some slim fit bootleg jeans. I was just like, oh, can you breathe? Can you sit down correctly? Are these low rise? I was just looking like, I know they ain't got the Bachelor in jeggings. They were so You know what? Through watching Peter dance with Victoria P, I finally got it. I finally got what his appeal is, because I know that for some women, Peter's just like, he resonates with you guys. Like you're attracted to this kind of guy. For me, no shade, you know, thug passion, okay? I'm from the East Coast. I like a rougher kind of dude. It is what it is. But I realized that I just like, it was something, like he's an attractive guy, but I'm like, it's something I don't get. Like, I just don't understand how y'all going crazy over this dude. And then it hit me. Pilot Peter is your work husband. That's what it is. He has work husband appeal. That's what it is about him. He's the kind of guy who only a certain kind of woman is attracted to him. There are some guys who is just like, okay, we all want him. Like a Tyler or an Idris Elba. It's just like, okay, you get like a lot of girls all across the board. Pilot Peter is the kind of guy who would get a very specific kind of girl, right? But then you put him in a setting where you're working next to him in a call center, and suddenly you start to see what the hype is about, right? Like you're working in a call center, and about 6 months in, you start finding it attractive when he drops his work voice and starts, you know, speaking in Spanish when he gets frustrated with a customer. You know what I mean? Like you start looking up and being like, oh my goodness, Peter is going off again. Mi amor is so crazy. You know what I mean? He's the kind of work husband that, you know, listens to, you know, you vent about the job on your lunch break or whatever. We'll go on a walk with you in like the shopping center. We'll give you a cupcake every work anniversary. Always remembers your birthday. Get you a little gift card to what? Barnes and Nobles, are they still open? But you know, it's not much, but it's something to let you know that he remembers your birthday. Whenever he does a Starbucks run, he stops by and asks you if you want a little something. But that's it. You know what I mean? Everything is only at the job until one day you miss your bus. And Pilot Peter, your work husband, your work bae, gives you a ride home. And somewhere along the ride, you detour. The next thing you know, you're in the backseat of his car looking at the sunroof, wondering how the hell you got here. That is his appeal. That is his appeal. Don't ask me how I know. I have never been in that situation. I am saved. Oh, my 20s were a fun time. But that's what it is about Pilot Peter. He's the work husband. That is his attraction. Them work husbands are dangerous. Those are dudes that know everything about you. They listen to you when you are going off about your man. They are taking notes. And the next thing you know, you in that Toyota Tercel giving him the business, child. Stay woke, ladies. Stay woke. And we got another country singer. I don't know why I didn't see this coming. I do not know why I didn't see this coming. I am petitioning this show to get Mary J. Blige on the show. If you can't get me Mary J. Blige, you know, I was going to say Beyonce. Y'all can't afford her. Get Blanco Brown. He's an up-and-coming country star. Somebody a little current. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Somebody that we can all bop to. You know what? Shania Twain, she's still throwing it back for a check. Y'all can't get her. Could you imagine they walk into this theater or whatever they walked into, and all of a sudden Shania Twain in some bedazzled boots spins around and says, "Let's go, girls." Can you imagine? I would lose it. I would lose my damn mind. I am such a Shania Twain stan. It don't make no sense. It don't make no, that song comes on. I could be anywhere. I hear "Let's go, girls." Baby, you better watch out. I am going off, okay? The best thing about being a woman. Demi's back. Yay. I love Demi, but girl, it's enough. It's enough. Like, you are on everybody's season now, and I just feel like you starting to get on my nerves. It's too much. So anyway, Demi shows up to beat the girls over the head with pillows because the group date now is a pillow fight. And out of nowhere, Sydney and Alaya, I feel like her name was Aliyah, but because she's white, she changed it to Alaya. Aaliyah. All of a sudden have a beef out of nowhere. Like, We didn't even know who these girls were. And now they have like a huge storyline and they have this like war going on just from this episode. Because before we even get there, Sydney is saying stuff about Alaya, Layla. And I'm like, who are these people and where did this come from? I only know Sydney because she was trying to bring up the fact that she was bullied for being biracial. Not on this show. Please. Take that to PBS. ABC can't handle this. So that's the only reason why I know of her. Alaya. I didn't even know she was on the show. Another person who I was just like, is this a producer? Oh, this is a contestant. Okay. Sydney's talking about how this girl is fake or whatever. Then we start getting like close-up shots of the both of them, like maybe giving each other the side eye, but we don't really know because they're not next to each other. This shocked the hell out of me. I had no idea that this was going to be one of the huge storylines of this season because we didn't even see them in like the promo shots. Not even in the season trailer. But here we are with a huge storyline from two unknown girls. So we get to this like boxing or wrestling ring that the Bachelor uses for every season. I have seen this ring like, what, 3 times now? They use it in Becca's season. Thank you so much. Remembered her name. They use it in Colta's season. And here we, did they use it in Hannah's? Probably. The fact that they keep on using this ring makes me believe that somebody close to this show is getting some kind of compensation to allow this show to film there. It has to be because it has been used almost every season that I've been watching. And I feel like I done been here forever. And can we talk about this pillow fighting contest? A pillow with down feathers, goose down feathers, with the right amount of force can be very dangerous with somebody swinging it at your head. Oh, I would not have participated in this. I would have made up some story about how I got a loose neck. I would have been like, I was born with a wavy neck, so if you hit me too hard, my head gonna come off. Because I'm not that kind of girl. Like, I'm not a play fighting girl, unless it's like a really hot guy. Then I will play fight. But anybody else, I don't play fight. Like, don't play hit me because where I'm from, I'm gonna just be real with you. You can't play hit a woman from the city of Philadelphia. I take that as an attack, and whether you playing or not, we fighting for real. So you're not gonna hit me upside my head with a pillow, and I'm just gonna jump up like, oh my goodness, it was so fun. We were just playing like girls. No, I'm knocking everybody out. The hell with a pillow. I'm getting my purse, and I'm swinging. And I'm taking out everybody. Anyway, we get several different girls in the ring, but of course this show only focuses on Sydney and Layla. Or Alaya, Kalia, whatever, the beauty queen. So the show just focuses on their fight. What I want to point out is out of nowhere, one of the girls is thrown down to the ground and it's like middle-aged woman. It's like in the audience with a teddy bear. Like, they just pan to her and the camera just stays on her. I'm like, who the hell is this? What is, this show is so crazy. That's why it's so good. You got Fred Willard, who, ABC, what the hell do you have on this man? Please, let him just rest in his old bones. I don't even think that Fred Willard knew where the hell he was at. Why do y'all keep on rolling him out every season? Just let Mr. Fred Willard rest. Not rest in peace, but just let him rest. Chris Harrison, he was trying to do some little bits with him, but Fred Willard ain't know where he was at. He didn't know. He didn't. ABC, leave him alone. What is in his contract? Does he have like a lifetime contract with you guys? Can he say no? Alaya wins this like pillow fighting match or whatever. And of course, Sydney makes a big deal, and it's the same old thing of, why does she always win? Why is she so perfect? I feel like I have very little patience this season, because I'm just tired of women complaining, going after other girls in the confessional because they are doing what they came here to do. This is a competition. These women are going after Peter. I cannot take anymore the girls who sit there and complain to us, the viewer, when the man you want is in the room. You are mad at another chick who was pursuing him. Dims the rules of the show, girl. What are you doing? Sydney, oh, she has to win everything. She's a beauty queen. She gets everything that she wants. Okay, well, what are you doing? Like, at least she's trying to do something to get this guy's attention, to get the viewer's attention. Let's be real. You're coming here for a come up. It's okay. We all know what y'all are here to do. Nobody's judging. We're just hoping that maybe a real love story would come out of this whole situation We're not expecting it anymore because in this day and age, we know that they keep on going for really young contestants because they know that you will do whatever you need to do to make a show. We know a bunch of y'all are 23-year-old actresses. We get it. We know the game. We are just here to be entertained. Why aren't you playing the game and entertaining us instead of boring us with the fact that you are too lazy to go after Peter, so you are hating on the broads who are putting in work? Stop this, ladies. It is getting tired. We are exhausted. Alaya is putting in work. Sis damn near got a concussion to get a kiss from Peter. Now, I'll probably get a concussion for Tyler. What is Tyler gonna look like at 42? I hope his looks ain't wasted in them 20s because he is giving me Paul Newman. Guys, let me tell you something. Paul Newman today would be a problem. That man, whoo, God broke the mold. So now we're at the second part of this group date, and Sydney dry snitches on Alaya to Peter. First of all, before we move on, can I just say that I love how Tammy just rolls out of bed and comes to these dates. I am not hating on homegirl, but I love the fact that she is always showing up with like a sloppy ponytail and maybe a lip gloss. She's just like, I'm here. Let's go. It's honestly refreshing to see with all of these women just being so glammed up, and here you have, Tammy fresh off of her Rite Aid shift. Looking at her like, sis, you look like you just got done pushing carts in Walmart. What is going on? But it's refreshing. I'm joking about it, but I really love the fact that, she's just such a standout for not being like a glamour queen. I love it. I really, really do. I like her. She's going to be really good in Paradise. She has a great personality, kind of a little tomboyish thing. That's something that I really do love and enjoy because she's just like one of the only people who gives me cultural diversity and diversity in experiences. But I think she's going to really do well in Paradise. And I hope she really finds a love match because I want to see the alpha male that's going to snag her in Paradise. It's probably going to be Mike because he's going to be back. Anyway, Sydney dry snitches on Alaya and tells Peter that she's fake and phony, right? So Peter comes back to the rest of the girls after he has his time with Sydney, and he's just like, I'm feeling uncomfortable. Sydney, you told me when we were sitting over there that Alaya is fake. What does that mean? Can you tell the group? I was like, Peter. Sydney was like, what I was saying, like her voice was shaky. She was like shook. She wasn't ready. Like she was not prepared for Peter to put her on the spot. So I love that about Peter, but I do love the fact that the next day he sat down with Sydney and apologized because he was just like, I did not mean to put you on the spot like that. But he was trying to get down to the nitty gritty, and I appreciate that. But I do love the fact, the work husband is growing on me. I do love the fact that when he feels like he has made a mistake, he flat out goes to the woman and apologizes and makes sure it's sincere before he moves on. You know what I mean? Like he apologizes with his whole heart and he makes sure that it's understood. And then, he goes on about his day. He is a work husband, guys. He is that typical work husband. That's his appeal. That's his appeal. Watch, by the end of the season, I'm going to be all in love with this boy. That's what happens with work husbands. So just when you think the drama is over, it's not. Because the next day, Pilot Peter is going around the whole house, the whole mansion. He's checking in with every chick, and he's just like, listen, Sydney told me that Alaya is fake. Is it true? All the girls were like, yes. This is what I don't like, though. If you're going to tell him that you believe that the girl is fake, don't then say after that, well, it's up to you to figure out what you want to do. Oh, hell no. If you're going to tell me that somebody is fake, then you done already made up my mind for me. You're already telling me what to do. If you're telling me that this person is here for the cameras, they're not here for me, they have, underhanded intentions that are not good for me, you're already telling me what to do. I think a lot of the ladies was saying that to like cover up their part in it if this storyline goes sour. Just in case Alaya turns out to be a fan favorite, we want to make sure we covered ourselves and we just say, but you can do whatever you think is right. Do what's best for you. But you just told him that this woman is fake. Another issue that I have with all the ladies is that when Peter asked y'all, Y'all ain't say nothing and y'all left Sydney out there. He asked the whole group, not just Sydney. He pointed out Sydney, but then he asked everybody else and none of y'all backed. No, I think it was Sydney. Sydney asked too and none of y'all backed her up. But when you sit down with Peter, all of a sudden you got all this stuff to say about Alaya. And here's the thing about Alaya, right? Peter eventually at the end of the night ends up sending her and Erykah Badu home. I loved Erykah Badu. But, you know, she just didn't really make waves with him, so I understand that. But again, she's going to be another person that's going to kill in paradise. But he ends up sending her home, right? And he doesn't feel good about it. I think she's coming back. Here's why I hope she does. Because I don't feel like we've seen enough to make that judgment that she's here for the cameras. I feel like everybody's here for the cameras. You know, Peter, his mama, his daddy, you know what I mean? The ladies. You're here for the cameras. Let's be real. Like, you say you're here to find love. Hopefully you'll find love. But all of y'all are here for the cameras. So I don't know enough about Alaya to make the call that she is being fake and phony and being a camera hog and doing something different than what the other ladies are doing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get that she's our Luke P. You know what I'm saying? So I do want her to come back, and I do want us to be able to see if she is fake or not, if she is the Luke P. But I don't feel like we got to see that. We get one little B-roll shot of her being like, oh my goodness, I love tequila. Oh, hi. That's it. We all do that. You know what I mean? Everybody switches it up. So I don't know if I felt like I saw enough of her to be like, yeah, I feel good that Peter sent her home, because Peter didn't even feel good about sending her home, because again, he felt like he was doing something that everybody wanted, but he wasn't sure about it. He needed to see it for himself. And I would rather that as well. I would rather he see that Alaya is not real, is fake, is not really here for him, is here for the potential that could come out of this, is here to be the Bachelorette. I'd rather he see that. I'd rather we hear that than based off of speculation with women that she is in competition with. Instead of going off on their word, I want to see it for myself, just like Pete. So I do want Alaya to come back. I want her to come back because I just didn't think that it was fair that she got sent home. For me, I didn't think I saw enough to be like, okay, it's good that Peter got her out. She's a bad apple. She's a Luke P. I don't feel like I saw enough. I really, really don't. What do you guys think? Do you think it was fair that she was sent home, or do you think that she should come back? And do you think that she's coming back to stay, or do you think that she's coming back to stir it up? Let's talk about it in the comment section below. That's it for me, baby. Did you see that trailer for next week? This show is going to be good, and I will be here with my mama. I think we're just going to do a live reaction first, and then she may stay around for the review if she doesn't have to go to church. My mama goes to church Sunday through Sunday, okay? So if she's not going to church that night or after the show or doing something biblical, then maybe she will stay after the show and do a review with me. But for right now, I have her booked for a live reaction, so look out for that. And if you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will see you next Monday for the following episode of The Bachelor. Make sure you watch them damn commercials because mother needs a coin. Love you much. Bye.